power couples. Attend the Not Easily Broken Summit, one day only, Saturday, April 2nd, 2022, from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. The event will be held at Houston Baptist University. Keynote speakers, Apostles Tony and Cynthia Brazelton. Guest speaker, Apostle Charles Perry of Word of Restoration International Church. And Story Time with Dr. Michael and Sharon Stevens. April 2nd, all roads lead to HBU for the Power Couple Summit. VIP packages include 2 signature event shirts, reserved seating, and a special gift from the host, Randy and Michelle Harden. Get your tickets today. NotEasylyBroken.org. We look forward to seeing you there.
We want to welcome you to the Power Couple Conversation, guys. We're excited tonight to be with you. And we're practicing on this new technology. So just keep, get your friends on. Go ahead and share and like. You go ahead and turn it off. All right, Mr. Harden. How you doing tonight?
Yes, I am blessed, highly favored, and I know that God is doing a mighty work in the both of us.
Yeah, we hope you guys are staying warm out there. Hopefully you are at home right now. You're not out on the roads, but you are spending time with your family. Use this time very wisely. Get some stuff done, that house cleaning work and all those things you've been putting off you didn't want to do.
Oh, you got time now.
You got a lot of time now. So guys, tonight, we're on live with our first couple of the Power Couple Conversation. We've been talking about this subject for about a couple of weeks now. Randy and I have been on, and we've been talking about not easily broken. So we thought it'd be great to go ahead and engage with some couples who we know been married a long time, who could share their not easily broken stories, and you'll get an opportunity to kind of see what we're doing. So go ahead, if you're watching us on our podcast, if you're watching us on the stream, go ahead and like and share. And so we're going to go ahead and get started and introduce our guests. We have none other than hello, Bishop Clyde and Lady Tonya Harden. We call it Harden Square tonight.
That's right.
Yeah. Harden Square. How y'all doing today?
We're doing good. How you guys doing?
Staying warm.
Yes.
Like
is it cold there as well?
Yeah, it is. It's really, I think we were outside earlier. It was around 28 degrees, so it's dropping quick.
Wow.
It's still dropping.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully that's all we're going to get. Hopefully that's all we're going to get.
I hope so.
Hope so as well.
Yep. Well, thank you guys so much for being on with us. Like we told you earlier, we're going to have fun. We're going to have fun. I know you guys have a lot of stories you can share with us on tonight about being married. And, our theme is talking about not easily broken. So we're so glad that you guys decided to be on with us and to join us, tonight. And so we just want to share with everybody who you are first, because maybe a lot of people have not had an opportunity to meet you guys. We know you do know a lot of people, but go ahead and tell our audience who you are and what you do.
First, I want to say thank y'all so much, the Harden family, for allowing us to come on and be a part of this amazing thing that you guys are always doing for the kingdom. So first, we want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. We send virtual hugs to you right now.
Yes, yes.
Thank you so much for allowing us to be a part of this. But just a little bit about us. Go ahead, honey.
Well, my name is Clyde Harden. Obviously, the cousin of Mr. Harden here. We didn't meet in person. We actually was online when we connected, and kind of find out, we are family.
Right.
But I'm the Bishop Clyde Harden Jr., the pastor and the overseer of New Destiny Fellowship. Well, just recently changed New Destiny Church. Me and my wife, Miss Tonya, I'll let her explain who she is in a minute. But we've been married for we're working on right now 21 years.
Wow.
We're actually working on 22 years.
22.
We're working
Yeah.
on 22 years.
22 years.
High school
22
sweetheart.
years. Did he miss a year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're working on the 22nd.
We're working on the
This year is our
22nd,
22nd.
Okay.
We're proud parents of 3 beautiful daughters. We are entrepreneurs, tri-vocational. We've got a full-time job, entrepreneur job, and then we got the ministry. It's a lot to us. It's hard to get into it all, but the ultimate piece, we love God, we love marriage, and we love doing ministry together.
Yeah. Y'all
Wow.
power couple.
That's right.
And of course, my name is Tonya Harden, not the skater, but I'm Tonya Harden.
Right.
But been married to this guy, my love of my life. I always say my boyfriend, my baby daddy, my best friend, my all that in a bag of apples.
All right.
All that and
All right,
more
man.
to me. So that's pretty much who we are, man. We're authors of our book, Marriage Survival Guide. Also other books that I'm an author of, but he's the author of that with me, along with me. We did it together. So we just do things together. We've been living life. That's all we know is us together as a couple. So since 14 years old, and we've been together ever since.
See?
So, well, you know what? Let me stop. We broke up. We had some broken moments.
Hey.
But hey, it made us stronger, and we've been kicking it ever since. So yeah.
Yeah, so I mean that's very interesting, that you say, those broken moments. And that's what we want to talk about tonight, is not easily broken, and for us, being transparent about our marriage has really helped us connect with a lot of people to say, oh, we may not have been through the same thing, but we've been through some roads and some bumps too. So tell us a little bit how you guys meet. How did you guys meet?
First, his cousin, we were at the grocery store. We're from the country. We're from a town called Cold Spring, Point Blank area. And his cousin saw me at the store and somebody saw him.
Yeah, I just moved back in town. I was living away and I was about to move back with my father. And the very first day I moved back to a small town called Cold Spring, I met my cousin and I say, hey man, what's going on with you? I said, I'm moving home. He said, I got the perfect girl for you. And literally the first day, we started talking. We talked on the phone.
And then I had one of my friends, Monique McGatt. She also called me and said, you got to meet this guy. He just moved in town.
They wanted us to be together.
Yeah, they wanted us to be together. But
we talked
was,
on the phone all summer. And I never met her. And the whole summer, I fell in love with who she was as a person. I fell in love with her story. Never met her. And I finally met her right after school, right before school started. I finally met her, and we were best friends. Literally, I tell people all the time, I feel like I cheated because I married my best friend. And it made it a little easier. And I say that for real. Now listen, don't get it twisted. Nobody's watching. Don't mean we're friendly all the time.
No,
just because I married my best friend.
Right.
But it makes recovery easier when you marry your best friend.
And you grow together.
Yeah.
It's a stretching part of growth
Mm-hmm.
that we went through. But yeah, we met right down the road from where we're living now, and became boyfriend and girl. We were coding, my mama said. We were coding. We weren't boyfriend and girl. We were just coding.
Yeah.
So that was back in the 90s. We were coding and enjoying each other, getting to know each other. And then we broke up, of course. Yeah. We broke up, but went throughout all high school, broke up. He went to the military. I got out of the country, went to the city, stayed in Houston, and all of a sudden, he came. I hate. Is that wrong to say? He came looking for your girl. He was trying to figure out, where she at. But we were at the same time. I was being stubborn, but we ended up together. And
I can't say God. And I know y'all got a lot of questions y'all want to ask us, and so I don't.
No, you good. You good.
But I can honestly say that God put us back together.
Yeah.
It was important in my life to where I knew that I had enough, and I've done too much. I went to the Navy trying to find myself and lost myself. And
Wow.
while I was out there, I'll never forget one day, I was sitting in the room with one of my friends, and I was fresh out of boot camp and doing a whole lot of stupid stuff. I said, man, all the girls that I've been with is one girl I should have been with. Now, about 3 to 6 months before that, I tried calling her, and I couldn't contact her. I actually talked to her mom, and I said, well, if you ever talk to her, give her my number.
Mhm.
And well, fast forward about 3 or 4 months, I'm sitting in the room talking to my friend. I said, man, there's one girl I should have stayed with. All the people I was with, I should have stayed with her. And right then the phone rang. And he answered the phone and he used some colorful language. He says, no, man, this can't be true. I said, what's that? He said, it's Tonya on the phone now. I said, dude, stop lying. And literally that phone call started the rest of our life.
Yeah.
We
Oh, wow.
literally started conversating again. I think we was married like 6 months later.
Yeah.
You didn't waste no time.
No.
We were 19 when we
Oh,
got married.
wow.
So we were young.
Mm.
Yeah. Nobody agreed, but hey, we knew. We didn't know, but we just knew we wanted to do life together
Yeah.
Mhm.
and decided to do that. We didn't know what came with it,
No.
but we wanted to do life together.
Well,
So-
you guys had the biblical principle already lined up, maybe in your hearts at the time, that a man that find a wife, he found a good thing, and
Come on, glory.
the help came from God.
Mhm.
Whether they believed it or he believed it, or the woman down the street, they ought not be getting married. But
Right.
the Bible can stand on its own. You hear me?
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. So
I tell
y'all
everybody,
just
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
go ahead.
no. I'm listening, Bishop.
Now, so I tell everybody this, and for those who out there who've been, maybe high school sweethearts for many years, or maybe you married your high school sweetheart, maybe y'all broke up and got back together. I tell people all the time that the best thing ever happened to me and my wife is that we got a chance to relinquish the responsibility of remaining together in relationship because we were together in high school.
Right.
The best
Right.
thing ever happened to us was when we went our separate ways because we got a chance to breathe without one another. And before we got a chance to feel like we were suffocating with one another, if that makes sense.
Yeah, we got a chance to see what we wanted and what we didn't want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got a chance to see that. Yeah.
I literally don't feel like I'm missing anything. I went out there, I went to the deep side of the pool and
Yeah.
jumped in.
I think God allowed both of us to the deep.
Yeah, I didn't walk around in the shallow section.
Yeah.
You went out deep, huh?
I
Deep in
went
it.
deep. I'm talking about deep and find out real fast.
But I think that the crazy thing is, and not to be so spiritual, but it was a God thing
Mhm.
because I was at a point in my life where, when you had enough and you're tired.
Yeah.
And not that I needed a man to complete me. I had to have a relationship with God first, right? And I
Right.
know this may sound cliche, but when you didn't have enough in life, and I was at that
Right.
point where I was smoking, I was clubbing Monday through Sunday. Okay, come here, Houston folks. Mr. A's on Sunday. You understand me?
All right.
I was going to Roxy's on Wednesdays and Phoenix. You got to be older to understand that. But going to those different places, but I had enough.
Yeah.
And while I had enough, he was on the boat and he had enough. And God was dealing with him while he was dealing with me. We were in two different states, two different places, doing two different things, but God was dealing with us both because he knew what our now would look like.
Yeah.
He knew what our now would look like. But it was the separation. It's almost like it's almost like what I'm trying. It was the separation that allowed us in that moment to have an encounter with God ourselves. Yeah, absence make the heart grow fonder. But it was like we had an encounter away from each other, but we needed that encounter to find our own identity. Not that we found it all, because when you marry somebody, you marry them with their personalities, with their flaws, with their with their culture, with their background, with all of those things. And now you got to learn each other together. So we had to go through that. And those first 2 years was not pretty. So we were glad we lived away from everybody and not in Texas because, baby, we had some holes in the wall. You understand me?
What?
So let me ask you guys this. When people refer to you as power couples, they only see the exterior of what you see now. We see you as a bishop. We see you as a first lady. We see you guys teaching, preaching, living the life. But even in these strong positions, there are some areas that people don't get a chance to see that there's a struggle. And so that's why the Bible says is that the three-stranded cord is not easily broken. And you got to have the Holy Spirit with you.
Yes.
Can you speak to that? Can you speak?
You know, whenever we were sitting here waiting,
Good.
and I saw your topic was not easily broken. And the reason why I would say that anything, especially when it comes to marriage, is not easily broken is because it's been, what's the word I want to use? It's a certain word that means it's something by fire. Like you've been like bonded together by fire. Is something word I want to use, but you've been through some things that brought you closer. It's like whenever you take some metal and you begin to beat it and you begin to take the fire. What makes it so strong? Because all the elements come closer together.
Yeah.
And what happened is over the years, what made us so strong is our past. We have had some hard times. We've had some tough times. We've had some defining moments. There's so much we get into, but like my wife said earlier, we had to leave. We went away, and when we went away, I thought I married the girl from high school. She thought she married the guy from high school.
Man.
And we didn't realize in that little time away from each other, we've been through some things that changed us.
Yeah.
And when we came back together, we had to overcome the adversity that we had experienced away from one another. And listen this here, and be okay with who we had become. I'm gonna say it again. We had to come together and overcome the adversity, but we've been through together, separated from one another, and be okay. I had to be okay. It took me, Miss Michelle, it took me 10 years to understand I had to be okay with who she become and stop trying to change her to what I want her to be. It took me 10 years to figure that out.
Wow.
And she had to be okay that I had become who I was without her, and have to realize she couldn't change me. We spent the first 10 years of our marriage trying to change one another.
Come on here. Yes, sir.
And that's funny because you said you guys met when you were 14. And so Randy and I met when we was 13. But as we got older, we're no longer those people, right?
No.
Hey, Randy, it must be something about the heart of blood. It must be something about the heart of blood. Y'all don't want to get rid of us.
I don't know about that. Y'all came looking for us. We didn't come looking for you.
Y'all know we were a good thing, though. Yeah, a good thing.
Exactly.
Yeah. But this is Tonya, did you want to speak to the not easily broken?
Yeah, I want, because I think what it is, we were bamboozled. Come here. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't mean to be churchy.
Be yourself.
Hey.
Be yourself. We want you.
Yeah, come here means come here. Let me talk to you for a minute. Listen. When we got married, we were bamboozled. People didn't talk about what went on behind closed doors in marriages.
Yeah.
Nobody talked about the broken moments in marriages. Nobody discussed it. And nobody, at the time it wasn't social media and Facebook. It was just when you get to the family reunion, everybody was good, right?
Yeah.
Everybody looked like they had it together.
Yes.
They got the picket fence and everything is great. So guess what? I got to get married because that's the goal, is to get the white picket fence and the kids and the nice car. Okay. And I'm married and we just gonna die like this.
Yeah.
Girl, that was not the case. And so that first year or two for us, like he said, was so busy. We were so busy trying to change each other. I'm trying to tell him how my parents did or how I was raised, and he was trying to tell me how he was raised and what he did. So the battle began in marriage. That's what someone should have really told us.
Yeah.
When you say I do, you're saying I do to everything that is connected to him, including in-laws. You're saying I do to even if it's stepchildren, we've never experienced that, but I'm pretty sure you're connected to all of that, and nobody told us that. So getting married, we had some broken moments. We said some things that were not pretty to each other.
Yeah.
Now we call, after 15 years of marriage, we said, okay, we had to have a sit down. We can no longer use red words in this house against each other. We love each other too much for this. And he never called me out. He's a Harden. And them Hardens, they're not going to call you out your name.
They're gentlemen.
They're gentlemen. Somebody raised them right.
Yeah.
But there was some words that cut. That was some words that was said, and not just on his end, but on my end, because I come from a line of women that are strong. So we gonna say what we say, what we gotta say when we gotta say it, and I don't care what you gotta say about it. And I can make you feel this big. You're gonna wish I would have cussed you out. So it's like we went through those moments of it caused a lot of hurt. And so now you have the next 5 years of trying to rekindle what we broken between each other. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
we broken against each other. So we had to realize we told each other, I think it was year 5. Okay, look, we gonna argue, but we gotta make this here commandment to each other. We not going nowhere. We're not going, and I think people don't stop to pause and say we're not going anywhere.
We're not going anywhere.
We're gonna remember the vows, and the vows said in sickness and health,
that's right,
richer and poor, for better or for worse. So that means I got to take you in all those areas. I said I do in front of the Lord and everybody. So we made that vow to each other. No matter what, I don't care if you have to leave. I don't care if you get upset. At that time during our marriage, we don't do that now. But at that time during our marriage, we were like, we're gonna make this vow. We're not going nowhere. Which was the hardest thing, because now you can say really whatever you want to say, and I know you're not going nowhere.
You're going nowhere.
That was the point.
Y'all been practicing.
What is that?
Y'all been practicing.
And that was the point, because what caused this? Let's kind of talk about what caused this. We always get into arguments, and it was like we were trying to prove a point to one another. We'd get into argument, and I would leave, and I'd go probably five blocks down the road and park, and wait 5 minutes, then get mad because she ain't called looking for me. And didn't realize what she was going on back home, what she was going through back home, and then she got to the point to where she get into argument, and we get into argument, she'll leave. And just kept going back and forth, back and forth. We was too broke to really leave each other.
Come on, say that again. We were too broke to leave each other.
But we was also we was too broken also because we really didn't have nowhere to go. And so one day she left me, and she walked out. I'll never forget, it was in Conroe. We was in a third floor apartment, and she left. And I was sitting at home with the kids, and this seesaw has gotten to be enough. And she brought back. I waited in the house till she came back, and when she came back home, I think she knew in her heart she was. It was enough too, because usually if I say something when she come back home, she'll blow me off and keep walking. And this day I said, "Babe, we need to talk." And she stopped me and said, "What?" I said, "Listen, we getting to the point to where every time we say some stuff that need to be said, we blow up and we leave each other. And what's happening is that we're not able to deal with some stuff because we're afraid that it's going to run the other person off." I say that's not healthy. We need to get to the point to where we can admit to one another that no matter what, can you promise me? Can I promise? I can't ask you to like me all the time, but can you promise me one thing? There's nothing I can say to you that make you want to leave. And she said, "Well, I'll do that if you can promise me the same thing." I said, "But I promise you today, there's nothing you can say to me that make me want to leave you." So today, starting today, we're going to be 100% honest with each other, no matter how much it hurts.
And didn't realize that a lot of the hurt and the pain that we had already experienced through life was rejection. And so we were so busy trying to keep up the walls because I don't want you to reject me. And so if you reject me, then what is my go-to, Or what are the plans that I'm going to make after this marriage? How are we going to look after this marriage? And it had to get to a point to where it didn't matter what people had to say.
Yes.
How are we? Like, were we good?
And can I say that, Mr. and Mrs. Harden? I want to say this here with the utmost truthfulness. We are real. We don't put on a show. I mean, literally, what you see is what you get. And we never, when we at church, when we're around family. Now we may not show you everything.
Because you can't handle it. Everybody can't handle your everything. Marriage. I don't care if you get whatever title. You don't need no title when you're married. And that's what we realized, that everybody can't handle everything.
We not show you everything. We ain't gonna argue in front of all y'all, cut a food in front of y'all.
Right.
But we're not putting on the show. When I hug her, I'm hugging her.
Yeah.
When I grab her, I'm grabbing her. When I found out I'm gonna live my life out loud with my wife. I'm not trying to put a show on for nobody, make nobody else feel bad or feel good. I think that what makes us really truthfully uneasily broken. I mean, what is it? Uneasily broken?
Not easily
Not easily. Yeah.
I think what makes us uneasily broken is that, man, this is who we are, and there's nothing fake about this.
Yeah. But it takes a while to get to that point. A lot of marriages and people that we even know, people who have been married just as long as we are, they get to a point, something happens in the marriage. And I think it's what you guys illustrated is that you took time to have a conversation.
Yeah.
And it was an authentic conversation. And I think Randy and I, we talk very candidly all the time. Every day, I think we have a new discovery about our communication skills, about being real with one another. And because there's nobody else here but us.
That's right.
Right. And so I think marriages, they lose out on that because you guys said something very powerful is we tend to want this person to be who they used to be.
Yes.
And
or who you want.
Or who you want them to be, right? But we mature. We grow up. We spiritually grow. So what happens when we start growing in ways that our mate didn't know us?
It's allowed. My husband said something one day and he said, we don't allow our relationships or people in the marriage to upgrade. We need to upgrade on the phone. I just had to upgrade my phone the other day and I don't like it. I don't like the upgrade. But at the end of the day, the upgrade is better for me because if not, one of the things my husband said was that the phone starts to get a little, it acts a little funny. It starts getting a little, a little just different. Yeah. And we'll upgrade a phone, but we won't allow our spouses to upgrade and not necessarily upgrade, but to transform or to grow. And that's the thing. I think we got away from wanting to grow together.
Wow. And I'll tell y'all this year, we had two major problems in our marriage. Two major problems. The first major problem we had in our marriage. Can y'all hear me okay? Because I'm fine. Okay. The first major problem we had in our marriage is learning how to balance money. Money was our worst issue.
Wow. Help us.
We're still working on it. The Lord is still working on us. Yes, He is.
I'm gonna give us credit. I'm gonna give us credit. We way better. With money. But the second thing we had a problem with was this here, was embracing each other's identity. Whenever we first got married, the first few years, I thought I was my wife's savior. I was in the Navy. She was in a bad situation. I came home. I picked her up, took her with me, and I thought her whole life was to support me. If I go to work, if I come home, if I bring home money, if I'm not sleeping with other women, if I'm not out in the streets running around the boys, whatever I ask you, much is given, much required. And literally in my mind, I thought her job was to respond to everything I gave her, as long as I gave her everything I thought she wanted. You didn't hear me. As long as I gave her everything I thought she wanted, I thought she wanted, she needed to give me everything I think. Y'all didn't hear me.
Come on.
And so what I'm doing, I'm giving you a uneven exchange. And one of the best sermons God ever had me teach is serving me the way I want to be served. And what I dealt with was, Mary and Martha. Martha was so busy serving, but Mary sat at Jesus' feet and asked, how should I serve you? And he said, what I give you use your ways. And that changed my life because I was wondering why my wife was so unhappy with me with everything that I did, everything I thought she did, she wanted, but I never sat down and asked her, what do you want?
She wanted.
I'm gonna take a little sip on that. Keep talking about that. That's good.
Listen, this is no joke. This is no joke because I really came on one day and she asked me, was I cheating on her? Y'all know me. It's in the book. It's in the book. I came one day and I was working. I was a preacher. I was studying. I was at work, spending time, doing my stuff at work, coming home, and I thought I ain't slept with a woman. Hear me? I ain't slept with a woman, but my wife's sitting there asking this preacher sitting at a computer, studying the Word of God, get ready for church, who done brought money home, paid the bills, make sure you got clothes and shoes on your feet, then make sure you got a roof over your head, make sure you got transportation. You asked me, am I sleeping on you? I lost it. And so then, because she said, you talking to somebody because you ain't talking to me.
Listen.
Oh, God.
She didn't say I was sleeping with somebody.
You teaching.
She didn't say I had sex with nobody. And listen, I sat there because I knew I had been talking to another woman every day at work, giving her my wife's conversation.
Attention. Wow.
And listen, and everything else I gave her didn't matter. The house, the cars. She told me one day, she said, I give it all up just for some pillow time.
Yes, sir.
Come on. Come on.
You know, Peloton way more cheaper than cars. Peloton way cheaper than heels. And everything I did, and listen, I was giving away her sperm of conversation.
Oh, geez.
Wow.
And impregnating some other woman with her dreams, and I didn't give her a chance.
And now you find women in relationships that are numb, that just show up and just be everything. It's almost back to Coming to America. Whatever you like. We turn into those, and we don't realize it. And you get in this marriage, and it's not that you're unhappy. You're grateful. You thank the Lord for your husband, all this great stuff. But now you've lost your identity in the marriage, and you don't know who you are. And that's where we find women, because we're gonna love hard, right? We're gonna go in. We're gonna love you, and we're gonna give you our whole heart until you mess over us. Now, when you mess over us and my conversation stop, get scared, because I'm doing something that's probably not right? But the thing is that most women get in marriages, and at that point, I was numb. At that point,
I want y'all to go back to that point. Tonya, I want you to talk us through how you brought it to his attention, because I think that's a very valid point of where some marriages are today. Women are numb. They're going through the motions. You are a first lady, so you can definitely identify with the process of ministers' wives, first ladies being numb, but wives being numb, and then their husband is maybe not in a sexual relationship with another woman, but an emotional tie where he's given that time to someone else on the phone, at work, in the place. How did you adjust or identify that was the problem, and how did you deal with it?
I'm gonna deal with it in 3 different perspectives as quickly as I can. No, I'm gonna do. I'm 3 different type of women.
I'm Baptist now.
I know, my bad. But 3 different kind of women. You know, I was at the time I was a minister's wife, so I'm not a pastor's wife. It's not at that point. But any woman, and you don't even have to have a title. It's just that you can sense in your belly that something is off, that your husband is doing something he don't have no business, and you can sense it. And if you are connected with God, you're able to hear it in the spirit. You're able to dream about it. You just know that the atmosphere is off. And when you know that, my sister, it is time to sit down and have a conversation. And if that husband of ours will not have a conversation and he don't have enough wisdom to do it, I'm not trying to preach to you, but it's my passion, and he don't have wisdom to do it, I need us to go to someone else of authority that can give us sound correction, and doc that can help us, that can pour into us accountability when it comes to our marriage. That's very important. That's if you're not a minister's wife, you're not whatever, but it's able to do that. But I say on all 3 levels, even when he was a pastor, I can sense and I could know, okay, your time, this church has become your wife.
Yes, wow.
We have to have a conversation. Not that I'm trying to be like a because pastor wife, we can be Jezebel spirit and try to take over everything, but we can't do that, right? So I had to be able to have that conversation with him as a pastor's wife, as a minister's wife. In every area, we had to have this conversation because we were in areas of growing. When we were married, when he became a minister, when he became a pastor, when he became a bishop. Okay, babe, wait, we got to sit down and talk, because at the end of the day, these girls are growing up. That was the conversation as a pastor. I get it that I thank the Lord for every church member that is a part of New Destiny. But at the end of the day, these people are not going, or may not be going where we're going. But at the same time, these people are very important, but our children are being left behind. So we got to make sure that we take our time with our children. So on every level, it was that, hey, and we say this, these are our words, it's from the game. Can I have a truth moment with you?
That was a game changer for us, because every time we talked to each other, we were so defensive. We was ready to defend ourselves. And listen to this. I want y'all to put this in perspective. If she came to me offended and I became defensive, we immediately become on 2 different teams.
Yeah.
Come on.
We're the Cowboys and the Giants.
And the Texans.
The Texans I am on the football field. We're gonna keep them out the game. But that was something that I had to understand, is that If she came to me, this is something I had to work to. And I'm gonna share this with every man on this call, everybody listening.
Right.
If she come to me offended by something I did, offended by something I said, offended by something somebody else said in our proximity, your mama, my mama, if she offended, if I immediately get defensive, we are literally on two different sides of the ball. We're on two different teams.
Wow.
And so I made it my responsibility to force myself to be offended when she got offended.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we'll stay on the same side of the team. Because truthfully, if she got offended, truthfully, especially with somebody in our proximity, I was trying to protect the church members. I used to try to protect my church members from my wife.
Yeah. Yeah.
I knew they were being defensive, but I was trying to protect the relationship.
Right. Wow.
I was trying to maintain a relationship that wasn't there and destroying a relationship that was already existing.
Wow.
And so I had to say to her things that I felt. It took me years, y'all, 10 years to be able to say this statement. I know, baby, I saw it too.
Jesus.
Just
Oh my God, that's a winning team.
I'm telling you, it's been some years.
And inside I'm thinking to myself, man, she gonna be crazy. I know it's true, but be crumbling. That's not. Listen, can I tell you another thing I always tell people? If someone tell you how they feel, it's too late. You can't change it because they already feel.
Yeah,
that's how they feel.
They feel that way.
Look, I feel like you hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. It's too late. I can't change it. She already felt it.
Yeah.
And so these little things I have to actually talk myself through is letting myself understand is that my wife had her own mind, and it was good enough to make her this far. Me changing her ain't gonna help her.
Yeah. And I think for me, when it came down to I had to make sure my timing was right. I always talk about this: my timing, my texture, and my tone. Because sometimes as women we can come with at the wrong time. Like he's watching the game. This is not the time to be talking about what happened yesterday or what just happened in church. You gotta have the right texture. You gotta make sure you put a little icing on the cake. How you say it, how you bring it to the table. You know what I'm saying? And when we learn how to communicate, like I call it healthy communication, you gotta be able to have help in every area. Because here's the thing, we haven't made it.
Yeah.
Come on, we got so much growing to do. Together, we've grown so much. Why wouldn't I want to stay in this knot so that we can keep growing? You know what I'm saying? Because who you were 22 years ago is not the man I married.
Yeah.
Who I was 22 is not the woman you married. Yeah. And because of that, we're able to benefit. Why we keep the knot? Come here, because we're able to benefit from this knot. You understand me?
Yeah.
Think about it. If I would have left and continued to be numb and did not communicate and walked out and said I wanted a divorce, somebody else would be reaping this.
That's right.
I don't have time for that. No, we got to be able to be willing to allow the marriage to evolve.
Yeah.
You evolving together. It's like a growth thing. Like where we're at right now, we're doing business together. We ain't never been here where I've done my business, he's done his, but we're doing business together. Wow. So that's a whole nother box. So what God is doing, God is allowing us to be transformed from the inside out in every area of our life of marriage. And now we're enjoying the fullness of marriage. That may be a next level next year, maybe in a couple of weeks. We don't know, but be willing to grow together. We had come here. You ready for us to get real? Here we go. You ready? Listen, I don't know, but Christmas Day, hotter than fish grease. I ain't talking about what happened 5 years ago. I'm talking about just December. You understand me?
Yeah.
Hotter than fish grease, but had to look, Michelle. I realized I done got older. I got stuff changing on me.
Yeah.
And I gotta take a moment and say, okay, what is wrong with me?
Yeah.
Why am I flipping out like this?
That's good. And it
wasn't looking at him, but looking at me.
Yes.
Why am I changing and flipping up on him? And this ain't just happened one time, but this happened a couple of times.
Yeah.
So I had to do a self-check.
Yeah.
Right? And I think when we learn the he's done self-checks. When we do self-checks and not leave it just on the person, okay, girl, you done got older. Your body changes. Stop tripping.
Come on.
Get over it. You are not 35 anymore.
The thing about it is you can, for women that are listening, you can have a conversation with yourself before you have a conversation with them. And I think sometimes we forget that. we can talk to ourselves, because I mean, just before this broadcast, I mean, I was getting ready to get lit about something, and I had to talk to myself and say, Michelle, it really ain't that important.
Talk to yourself.
It done all this work, done all this, and I'm kind of like one of these, like, I don't like clutter, I don't like stuff, and so some area I keep very cleaned off or whatever, and I just saw all this stuff. I was like, come on now. And then
she lost it. She done forgot what I did. That was good.
I didn't even see what it is.
Guess what? I'm working hard, because I know when she come in, her eyes gonna light up, and she gonna be able to talk about it, and I'm gonna just be smiling and grinning. But the point I'm making in my mind, I say this can go one or two ways, right? Mm-hmm. Either I can have a conversation with myself, Michelle, get yourself together, appreciate what has been done, and just brush it on over, and then get through it. Or I could have went there. So, but I'm just now, as we get older, having this awakening, and so I hope this is helping somebody. But Bishop, this is what took place. Michelle made a decision to go to her corner, and I made a decision to straighten up some things. I move stuff around everywhere, man, and only I know where it's at. That ain't good, man. That ain't good.
We call that one fool at a time. We learned from an older couple. They said they would talk to a couple at the store, and they said, "How did y'all make it 89 years of marriage?" They said, "One fool at a time." Somebody be a fool one day, somebody else be a fool. Everybody don't act up on the same day.
Can't do it at the same time. Can't do it at the same
time. You know what I ended up doing was, when Michelle went to her corner to get herself together, I put my own self in time out, because Michelle had fixed our lunch. Well, guess what? As hungry as I was, I refused to eat. I just said I'll warm it up in a minute. And I got the things together that I know that she was gonna approve of. And then she say, baby, I say, yeah. She say, have you eaten? I say, no, because she know I'm gonna clean up. This is what I do when I get mad. When I get real mad, I'm gonna clean up the whole house.
So she don't make you mad to get you clean up. Wow, that's amazing.
But people don't know that, man. I mean, we just now starting to tell our story and being transparent, because they say, like in the streets, they used to tell us, that everything that glitter ain't gold. Yeah. And that may just be the sun, come down on it, and that's it. But it's not like that all the time. Michelle and I have our heated fellowships, but we know at the end of the day, we better get it together. Yeah. Because we know God, and God know us. Now it'd be different if we didn't know. Yeah. But one thing, God gave me a glimpse of Michelle way back then.
Come on, glimpse.
And guess what? I respected the game then. We watching movies, and I got my hands folded just like it's here, and we watching movies. I got them down by my knees, and she said, "What's the matter with you?" I say, "Nothing." And she said, it just seems strange. I said, "What you talking about?" But see, I knew if I had put my hands around there like that, you see the hand right there, Bishop? Boy, it's been on that rascal. They go to crawling and touching stuff. Ain't none of heels.
Yeah. I've been married 21 years, almost 22 years, and I still can't just let my hand, because I don't know how to stop. And she's like, I'm like,
that's another question too. What, when you guys look at your marriage, what do you think? Because you can clearly tell that the love is there. You can clearly see that you guys are authentic and real. I mean, it's very clear to see that.
Y'all smile. We take that picture right there.
Let me see if I can get my thought back
I'm
together.
sorry, baby.
I love it.
So, you can clearly see the love that you guys have. What do you think really got you to that point? I know you've had the heated fellowships and you made some decisions. Was it anybody that really inspired you in marriage? Because some of us don't have the story that our parents stayed together, or that that we saw role models coming up. What really helped your marriage get to where it is today?
I would say Bishop and Lady Woodard, our spiritual parents in ministry. When we went to their church back in 2004, 2004, I was pregnant with my second baby, and we went there. I had never seen marriage like that. I had never and I'm not knocking anybody else, but I just never seen something so pure.
Yeah.
It was just different for me. And that just the years of being that we have been in ministry with them, a lot of years, and just to see them. And I know we didn't see them all the time, but it was just that for us, the purity of their marriage and who they were.
If I could add to mine is this here, and I would like to say the Wooders was definitely a goal. It was a goal, and I think what really got us the best is, I don't know if it happened on purpose or on accident, but it was the wins, right? We had so many different wins because we had so many. When we first got married, we had nothing. We literally got married. Well, I owned a Corolla, and she had an apartment. And I was in the Navy, but all I had was a Corolla and she had an apartment. So we literally had
we had one bed too. We had one bed.
She had nothing.
We had one bed.
That bed was so broke.
It was so broke. Never mind. It's a long story. But.
So we both was in some pretty bad places.
Right.
And we was forced to. I was forced. I don't know who pulled each other first. I'm not gonna go through all that. But one of us helped the other one win, and it was so attractive that man. He or she helped me out, right?
Yes.
And then when that person got strong, no matter what area it was in, I was struggling with something, and she pulled me forward, and she struggled. It's like we had so many different wins along the way, and we didn't leave each other when we was having those struggles. I mean, we had some bad struggles. I'm talking some personal issues that we faced and we dealt with, and it's like that. In my case, she was always there for me. Yeah. In my worst time, she was always there for me. And then I caught myself feeling as though I owed her the same when she was in bad times. And it was those, looking back on them, that I could look at this woman now and say, man, I don't know nobody else in my life that was there for me as much as she was.
Come on.
And I'll say this here real quick, and I tell the churches all the time. I never forget when I was in high school. And listen, it wasn't starting when we was married. When we were together dating, we were both was in some awkward situations. We won't go into details in our upbringings and our lives. And those phone calls we had was saving our life.
Yeah.
And so I never forget one day I was in the locker room with some guys, and everybody was in the locker room was, men always lie on themselves and who they slept with and all this kind of stuff. Well, these guys were saying, yeah, Clyde.
Is that what they do?
Hey.
But the guys were like, yeah, Clyde, I know you hit net with Tonya. I know you hit net. And I got angry because I knew if word got to her that I was talking about that in that way, knowing we haven't, I may lose my conversation. And I needed that conversation. And so I angrily lashed out at them and said, guys, you keep your mouth off that. You talk whatever you want to, but keep your mouth off that. Me and her cool, we ain't like that. But I was fighting for that relationship, that conversation. And so I think the reason why we are who we are is not so much about the things that we have, what we're doing, it's about where we come from.
Yeah. That foundation,
Right.
We come a long ways, man.
Yeah.
And I tell the kids, don't talk to my wife like that, dude. Because hey, when you gone, all I got is this. I'll fight you over my credit, my kids, and my wife.
So as we winding up, we've had an awesome, amazing time with you guys. I have two questions, and this question is for each of you. Tonya, what would you say the most thing that you admire about your husband that he has never ever heard you say?
I don't know if you never heard me say it. I admire my husband's tenacity. I admire my husband's loyalty. 22 years, and he's never given me a reason not to trust him.
Wow.
He's given me every reason to stability. And I wrote that in my book. That's something that I cannot explain, that he gives me stability, but he loves me with all of my flaws.
Yeah.
Even in my crazy days, I know he still loves me. We might be mad and don't like each other that day, but he loves me.
Yeah.
Everything about me. And that's what I love about him. And this is my guy. I always tell him, man, you my dude. And he is so he's such a dreamer and he
Mm,
don't see the potential. But to see him walking out now, he started in 2020. And to see him walking out now and his full potential, that I know it's more to it,
yeah,
it's just mind blowing to me.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
I've seen us where we are,
Hmm.
but I know we got more to do, but I appreciate where we are.
Yeah.
And he has never, ever mistreated us. When I say us, me and the girls, we have 3 girls.
Hmm.
Just he wasn't that guy. He was always there.
You gonna make
For
me
them
act up in
girls,
here.
man, he show up every game. You
Wow.
understand me?
Come
Every
on.
game he can, unless he got to be at another child's game and got
Yeah.
to miss a game, but he gonna be there, and
Yeah.
he's that guy. And then, like I said, I can't explain. God bless me.
Yes.
Like my
I
mama
like
say,
that. I
my
like
mom,
it.
my mama say, God bless me, and He blessed me with a good one.
Yeah, good.
I got the good one,
Bishop,
and
what
He's
do you
with
have to
me.
say? What would be your
I'm glad she went first because it allowed
See,
me to.
Michelle, y'all ain't right.
I'm glad she went first because it caused me to simplify mine. And I will say she never heard me say this. And the reason why I love her so much, something I say because she get me and she got me. She get me and she got me. I say it because she get me. No matter what, she know who I am. She know what I can be. I promise you one thing. I have not accomplished one thing that I knew I couldn't do, but she did not. I want to say it right. I've never accomplished something without her pushing me to do something I know I thought I couldn't do at first. Everything I've accomplished because she pushed me to do what I thought I couldn't do at first. And so she get me. And she got me. No matter what I go through, even if I may not succeed, she always knows just what to say and just what to do in the most toughest times to make me know no matter what, I'm going to be all right.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Dude.
And I really mean that. She get me and she
get
got me.
me and she got me? Man, that's powerful.
No, I never heard that.
That's powerful.
It is.
I'm done. What you got to say?
I'm done.
In my Bernie Mac voice, something that happened long time ago. Michelle had drove up on me and she said, "Come on, baby," and I didn't even think about it, and I told her, I said, "Baby, I ain't ready yet," just like that, and walked away. And no sooner I was ready, my cup had ran over. And so listen, and then it broke and I had to get the pieces back together. And what I'm saying actually is that even when we're broken and all messed up, we got to get ourselves together first.
Yeah.
I got to get all my 100% together and then bring it back, and Michelle's 100%. Because see, people think that I bring 50 and she bring 50. No, that ain't what it is. 100. We talking about 100. And even when they found out that the prodigal son had got his life together and that Michelle had found somebody that can love her for real, man, the wedding went from a simple wedding of Michelle's sister and my older brother to a 12 men and 12 women walking down the aisle and I mean me singing to her coming up the aisle, her father walking her. Now I didn't see all of that.
Yeah.
But when I told her I wasn't ready, guess what? I was being honest with her. Because I can still be brutally honest till they get me in trouble sometimes. Because of consequences. But listen, my skin tough now, man. I don't wear my feelings on my show. Say I can take it now. I'm a grown man. 55.
I'm a grown man.
Take it, man. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, bring it, man. And so, God laid this on our heart, man, and we appreciate you guys. I'm glad I met you how I met you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's laid out, man, now with the Power Couple Summit. And we pray that you guys can be there.
Yeah.
And
we gotta get together before then, though.
For sure.
I would love to spend some time with you guys.
It's crawfish season.
It is.
I'll be there.
She'll be there. I get up.
Girl, I used to be like that. I used to be just like that until Michelle started dipping that butter. I mean, she merged it under the butter and bring it back and say, "Huh, baby." And when I taste it, because it's because I trust her. That's why he ain't got hooked. Now I can go to a meeting now and say, "I am Randy, and I am a crawfish addict." I need some help.
Yeah,
I need some help.
We're counting down. We count down to Saturday. I said it can rain, sleet, and snow. We're gonna slide somewhere and get some crawfish.
Yeah, one of our
let us know.
Thank you guys so much for being with us. Do y'all have any closing words? We have a lot of people that are on giving their remarks. We have pastors that are on, and they're just talking about this is healthy communication. And I know you guys have really blessed people. And I would love to see, at some point us do something together because, we don't call ourselves expert at being there. This is just who we are. And so long before people would start calling us power couple, because they would always see us together. But there was something that a man told us when we first got married and I was doing an event. He says, as long as you guys stay together, as long as you keep that 3-stranded cord together, there's nothing that you won't be able to do. And this is like maybe, 14, 15 years later, now we're in a position where we have literally put pen to this, that, the 3-stranded cord is not, and that's KNOT, not easily broken.
Right.
We can't do this by ourselves. It takes the Spirit of God to help us to be godly women. And it takes the Spirit of God for the men to be godly men. It's so many things and adversities out there. And so I know, the people have been blessed this evening by what you guys have said. So do you have any closing remarks before we leave, before we get out of here?
I would say, because I know you said pastors are watching, and I always say this to my pastor's wife connection. It's important to stay connected to God, stay connected to your marriage, and stay connected to ministry. And I think it's very important to have those things when it comes to marriage as well. You got to be able to stay connected to God when it comes to marriage, and because you're going to need Him to deal with each other and be willing to deal with each other.
Yeah.
I think that's where we mess up at. We don't want to deal. I don't want to deal with your issues, your backgrounds, your faults, your mistake. Be willing to deal. And the only way you'll be willing to deal is staying connected. That's when you're able to see yourself, right? Through God's eyes and not people, but you're able to see yourself through God's eyes.
That's good.
But stay connected to your ministry and all that great stuff. But your marriage is so important. Marriage is ministry. It's connected to where you're going. And it's about what you're leaving for, legacy. That's a whole nother conversation, building together and all that great stuff. So I just say this to that couple out there that says, I want to give up, I want a divorce.
Yeah.
Before you do that, just take a pause. Before you sign a dotted line, just take a pause and remember why you said I do.
Wow.
If I add to it, believe one thing, we kept saying something over and over again, power couple, power couple, power couple. And all I kept thinking about, Michelle and Mr. Harden, is this here. To be a powerful couple, that means you're not one powerful individual and another weak person. A powerful couple means that's two people who are powerfully thriving in their own dreams, but thriving together. So when I'm that woman, that man, don't lose yourself in the marriage. He needs you to become strong, and she needs you to become strong. And don't be, listen to this, intimidated because she's strengthening and becoming strong.
Come on.
It's not a competition.
Yes.
That's a whole other conversation, like Mike said. It's not a competition. We did it. We had the competition moments. We had to realize that we complement each other. We don't compete with one another.
Wow. Well, you guys stand by. We're going to be back. We're going to make a couple of announcements, and then we'll see you guys backstage. Stand by 1 second. I hope you guys have enjoyed the Power Couple conversation with the Hardens on tonight.
It was the Harden Square. It was the Harden Square.
The Harden Square.
That's
this
right.
was phenomenal. And this is what Dr. Ivy Hilliard and Dr. Bridget Hilliard said one time, is that your mate is the product of your intelligent choice.
Right. That's right.
Let me let that sink in. Your spouse is the product of your intelligent choice. So when you were at the altar and you said you do, it showed how intelligent you are. And not for that time, but what you had the ability to birth out. So if you're 10 years in, 20 years in, your spouse should be better because you married them. They should be so much better, and they should have experienced so much in life because they married you. And so I know Randy and we can say that I am definitely stronger. I'm definitely confident, more confident because I married this guy. I feel, secure. I feel, that, we're gaining our stability. We have had some knockdowns, but we had knockdowns together. When we fell down together. And that's what I'm grateful for.
We got up
together.
together.
And so we took one step at a time. So we're grateful that you guys tuned in. We want you guys to meet us at the Not Easily Broken Summit in Houston, Texas. It's going to be on April the 2nd. 2022 is going to be at Houston Baptist University. And as you heard on the announcement, and we'll run it in just a minute, that we have Apostle Cynthia Brazelton and Tony Brazelton, Apostles Tony and Cynthia Brazelton that will be with us. Also, Apostle Charles Perry from Houston, Texas. We're working on one other couple that we're waiting on a confirmation before we make that major announcement. But it's going to be phenomenal. We're going to have story time with Dr. Michael and Sharon Stevens from North Carolina. It's going to be amazing. This is our time to come together and to just share, the strength and be able to strengthen other couples.
And this couple is not to point fingers, while we there. We trying to learn.
We're going to learn too. Paper and pen.
I mean, ever since I've been married, I had my groom's cap on the boat. And these old Caucasian men called me over and they say, "Man, you proud, ain't you?" And man, I'm smiling ear to ear. They say, "Well, man, listen, if you can learn these 2 words, man." I'm like, 2 words? I got more to say than 2 words. And he said, "Listen, just learn to say, 'Yes, dear.'" I say, "Yes, dear." He say, "Yeah, oh yes, a few more too now. You right." Yeah, I said, "Well, how about if she wrong?" He said, "Man, she's never wrong."
So guys, we love you. Thank you so much for being with us on tonight and hanging out with us. We inbox us, talk to us. We've already gotten inboxes, people who want to be on with us. If you are a power couple, inbox us, let us know you want to have a conversation with us, and we'll bring you on that Thursday.
Michelle Harden.
Inbox me because he doesn't check his.
Yeah, I'll be slacking on that, but Michelle is on point.
Inbox us. We love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and have a blessed and wonderful evening. I'm gonna run this commercial for you so you guys can get the full announcement. Okay, so here we go.
Harden, get keynote speaker.
I'm sorry.
At 2 p.m. The event will be held at Houston Baptist University. Keynote speakers, Apostles Tony and Cynthia Brazelton. Guest speaker, Apostle Charles Perry of Word of Restoration International Church. And story time with Dr. Michael and Sharon Stevens. April 2nd, all roads lead to HBU for the Power Couple Summit. VIP packages include 2 signature event shirts, reserved seating, and a special gift from the host, Randy and Michelle Harden. Get your tickets today. NotEasillyBroken.org. We look forward to seeing you there.
All right, guys. Thank you again. That was
I like that.
So let's just close with this. Go to Not Easily Broken. That's KNOT. Easily Broken. I was trying to see if I had it on the screen. Not Easily Broken. I'm not sure if I do, guys. But NotEasillyBroken.org. Not KNOT. EasillyBroken.org. We're out. See you guys later.
Listen before you leave. Listen. Thank Bishop Clyde Harden and Tonya Harden for being a part of the Power Couple conversation tonight. Listen, man, we love you guys, man. I call you all the time. Sometimes it's just on the spur of the moment, but I appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
I really do. I always found that was a problem for me at one time to appreciate another man. You know what I'm saying? I had to get over myself, man. So I listen, I've grown. Yeah, I've grown, man. And so I appreciate you, young man.
God bless you. God bless you.
All right, stand by, guys.